Hello, good morning. I'm Maria João and I'm talking from Lisbon, Portugal. First of all, I want to say that I am very happy and grateful to be able to participate in this international conference because it's so important to learn and to share my work and ideas about current challenges that all of us are facing at the present, also in the future. So I will share with you one conceptual perspective that I developed some months ago, one essay. And for that, I will share my screen because I think it will be easier to share with you some ideas. I hope to add some food for thought for our commitments, not only in academia, but also in one general collective way. Well, the title of my communication is Human Ecology and Social Innovation, an exploratory conceptual perspective. I felt the need to develop and to try to develop one systematic way of thinking, trying to interconnect different concepts in the ambit of my PhD work research. At present, I am developing my work at Nova University of Lisbon. One of my host institutions is the Interdisciplinary Center of Social Sciences, SIX Nova, in Lisbon, and the other, CERNAS, the Center for Natural Resources, Environment and Society from the Polytechnic Institute of Coimbra. So, and first, I will show you in a brief way my PhD work in human ecology, in the human ecology program from Nova, Lisbon, where the core in this figure on the right side, the core of my PhD research is social innovation. In one specific context, specifically in the Portuguese rural territories, and that was one of the reasons that I felt the need to develop one interconnection between social innovation and human ecology perspective, and exploring human ecology approaches that could have some common issues. Well, and here, in this slide, you can see the main output of my exploratory exercise, where I developed throughout one literature review, not only about human ecology references, but also social innovation and social research references. And my guiding question is, how may the scientific activity of human ecology promote the understanding of processes, social responsibility, and impacts of social innovation? In line with this guiding question, I explored the proposition: human ecology academic efforts are key agents in the promotion of integrative prospects of social innovation to tackle the actual ecological crisis. And when I think in human ecology academic efforts as key agents, I am focusing in two main concepts. First, knowledge commoning, and then social metabolism, where I aim to apply one social metabolism lens. And then I developed this small tree with other concepts: collective learning processes, research on social innovation for sustainability, and pools of autonomy, creativity for transformative pathways for sustainability. Well, starting with the knowledge commoning concept, I remember Elinor Ostrom's works about commons and collective goods, and I felt very interesting when Mulgan highlights an application gap in social innovation research in this domain of Elinor Ostrom works. So is one interesting reference for this conceptual perspective in line with Bock, with Bettina Bock, because she considers social innovation in three main perspectives. Social innovation has a process, has one mechanism of social responsibility for innovation, and has a source of innovative results. If you remember my guiding question, I put it in those three main perspectives, taking into account Bettina Bock. Also, the work from Bollier, this author has considered the two main different positions of dialogues about commons. One through the traditional Hardin's lens from the tragedy of the commons, where commons are unmanaged, are understood as unmanaged resource, unless some conditions, as for instance by government regulation or by privatization of those resources. And on the other side, highlight the Ostrom's view, because the works of Ostrom's showed that it is possible in local communities to manage research as commons. And so in the Ostrom's view, according to this author, commons can be understood as social institutions. In fact, this author used commoning, and in my vision, I think is very interesting, understanding the commons as a living social system of creative agents. And at the same time, in this line of thinking, if we think in the living social system of creative agents, I remember Lawrence when alert us for the need of innovative combinations of different types of knowledge, also a critical and relational thinking approach, because the same author, Lawrence, affirms that human ecology has one completely original and different set of fundamental values, not only because employ one holistic conceptual framework, combining different types of logics, abiotic, biotic, and cultural logics, but also the synergies between those logics. Well, that's the reason I understand knowledge commoning as a driver for collective learning processes, and also to boost research on social innovation for sustainability. Well, in this sense, I conceptualize human ecology, education and research activities as knowledge commoning practices, because I think we need, if we remember Abad and Exponda, those authors, they remember us that we still face some difficulties to integrate social innovation research with social science research. And thus, I do believe that human ecology can help us in this task, exploring potential impacts of social innovation and different and complementary meanings and contexts, steering new collective understandings. Also, Phipps and Shapson, those authors say that building an institutional capacity to support knowledge transfer and mobilization is so important, as well as technology transfer. Here, the words institutional capacity to support knowledge transfer and mobilization, it seems for me very, very useful, in the sense, if we remember another concept from Francis Cleaver, institutional bricolage. This concept is mentioned by Roos and Panas in one article, and they say that this concept, institutional bricolage, is useful in understanding social innovations. It can help us by putting together different institutions, formal, informal institutions, in new or different contexts. New creative strategies can arise. Well, Social metabolism is not also a new concept. Indeed, many traditional references on social theory, as Marx, Engels, and others, have applied it in different contexts and areas. I just want to highlight according to Toledo, this author stressed the huge attention by academia on this concept in the last years and shares several standpoints about the theory of social metabolism. Also highlights its theoretical potential for the analysis of interactions between natural and social process. And I also know, as the author also affirms, that this concept, social metabolism, is a complex concept that can have different meanings, different interpretations. So it's important to think in it in specific examples. As for instance, I can share with you the work by Rus and Panas, where they explore the social metabolism potential within social innovation processes. Specifically in one rural water management context in Chilean performances of one community organization. I think is very interesting because those authors talk about pools of autonomy, creativity, transformative pathways. And so, finally, we are seeing again the whole tree of the conceptual perspective I designed is a work in progress, and that's the reason I am sharing with you, because I hope this conceptual perspective will be one important theoretical framework for my PhD thesis. Also, I interpret in a summary this conceptual perspective has a key enable for transformative social ecological innovation. Another concept that I think is useful, a concept introduced by Hunchens, and this author interprets this concept as a response to the limitations of more traditional and anthropocentric notions of social innovation. If we remember Professor Bruckemeyer when he highlights a broader interdisciplinary perspective of sustainable development, it is interesting if we think in this concept to try to achieve new forms of social and collective production of knowledge. Also, MacGregor alerts us for the huge importance to reflect and explore the transdisciplinary character of human ecology. Well, I think it's very interesting to highlight also another concept, socio-environmental autonomies is a concept by Fiorani and Fiorani. I read it in this work, and those authors point out that those socio-environmental autonomies result from the experiences of existing collaboration networks between academic actors, community, and public agents, so different types of social agents through the dialogue of knowledge. And that's the reason my focusing is specifically in knowledge commoning and in the social metabolism concept. I hope this exploratory exercise will may stimulate dialogues about its vision, also about weakness and strengths, to move forward in social innovation research prospects, but mainly in our human ecology collective learning processes. I do believe that will be interesting to explore one human ecology capability approach to be able to integrate social innovation research in new systematic ways of thinking or rethinking the new challenges that we need to face at the present and in the future. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope to see you as soon as possible in person, but until now, here is my email and my phone number. Please feel free to contact me, and thank you so much. Bye-bye, see you soon.